Good day, good day. This is King B with another video. And you know, whoever needs to hear this, times are tough, going through a lot, you know, but when the storms, just know that you just gotta stand tough. You'll get through it. The storms will pass. Don't quit on yourself. Don't give up. The sun will shine again. And for those who can watch my videos, I've been on this theme as far as not quitting on yourself, because some obstacles can be daunting. Like this hill. This is a really, really steep hill. I'll show this hill when I get to the top of this hill. But as I was saying, when you're facing an obstacle in life, no matter how steep that hill is, you just gotta power through it, And at times when you feel like quitting, you start to feel a little weak, your energy gets low. Even if you gotta crawl up that hill, just don't quit. But you power through that hill, and before you know it, you reach the top of the hill. See how steep that hill is? Power through that hill. You make it. And then that's not the end. Just keep going. This world, this place that they call Earth, is nothing but a big school. I remember when I was young, that's something my mother used to tell me all the time. She used to say, master school, don't let school master you. I never fully understood what she meant by that, But something in me told me she wasn't talking about the school I was going to. Something in me knew that. And now I look back and I know what she meant. This world is a school. Everything we go through in life, every hurdle we gotta jump over and clear, there's a lesson involved. Every person who hurt us or wronged us in some kind of way, they're nothing but teachers. They're just giving us a test or a pop quiz. We gotta pass that test. And even when you pass the test, another teacher come along, you go to a higher grade, and what they do, they give you a pop quiz. Y'all remember those pop quizzes? Just to test you to see if you remember what you previously learned. Have you been studying? Because just because you pass a test and you learn a lesson, don't mean you just toss it to the side and forget all about it. That's why some people like to say, don't look at the past, forget all about the past, water under the bridge. I disagree with that. I disagree with that. When it comes to your past and the lessons you've learned, you gotta go back and think about it and analyze it, and just to go over those lessons and make sure you remember those lessons. You stay sharp. Now there is a line. You don't stay stuck on it to where you can't get past it. No, that's not what I mean. There is a line. But there's nothing wrong. It's healthy to go back and think about a lesson you've gone through, just to keep yourself fresh. Because believe me, a teacher gonna come along and give you a pop quiz. A boyfriend, a girlfriend, someone you're dating, you know, a husband, a wife, a family member, a friend, a so-called best friend, your mother, your father, your sibling, whoever it may be. You know, your job, you know, whatever other situation that you may have to deal with, you know. But if you're the type of person that don't like to dwell on the past, or you don't think about your life, you don't analyze your life, you're not learning your lessons, you know. So you become like a hamster running in the wheel. You're running, exerting all this energy, but you're not actually getting anywhere because you refuse to go deep within yourself and study your life, you know, learn those lessons, tap in and know who you really are. Go within yourself and tap in and find out who the true living source is that dwells within you, you know. So I've been on this theme in my my latest videos, and I'm going to stay on this theme because I talk about it, because I myself currently going through it. You know, those of you who watch me on YouTube, you subscribe to my channel and you watch my videos, you know, usually when I'm walking, you know, I got my little dog with me. She right here. Notice I'm by myself. I've been by myself. I know I had to leave. I had to move. You know, I switched coast. You know, I was out on the West Coast. I'm out on the East Coast now. For how long, I'm not sure. You know, but you know, we go through things. I had to leave my little furry companion. You know, as well as most of my things, most of my possessions. But you know, as I say in my videos, I'm not only talking to whoever listens to my videos and giving encouragement, I'm also talking to myself and keeping myself sharp and reminding myself and encouraging myself, you know, no matter the obstacle, no matter the situation, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get through this, you know? We're gonna get through this. We gotta keep our heads high. We gotta stay strong and let nothing or no one get in our way. We're gonna bust through those walls. Even if walls are flames, we're gonna bust through them walls and we're gonna power through. And we're gonna keep going. You know, so shout out to all the underdogs. Shout out to all those out there who you done had people quit on you. Family, friends, you know, loved ones, you know, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, whoever. You know, you done have people quit on you. You know, don't worry about it. Don't quit on yourself. It don't matter who quit on you. It don't matter who cast you to the side. You know, focus on how you feel about yourself. Keep your vibrations high. Keep your thoughts high. Love yourself unconditionally. You know, go within yourself. Again, it don't matter what other people think about you. It don't matter who quit on you. No, tap into source. Tap into God. What does God have to say? You are loved. When you don't have no one else, know that you have God. Okay? And that's the truth. I'm not only talking about it, I'm living it. I've lived it before and I'm living it. I'm going through it, living through it right now. And what you see me doing, I'm powering through. With each step I take, I walk with my head high and I step with a purpose. Every step I make is calculated, okay? And I'm going through it. Whoever else is going through it, you're loved. Don't quit on yourself. You know, keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. So that's all I really wanted to say. You know, I just want to give some encouragement for those who need it. All right? Because one of the hardest things in life is when you going through things and you feel all alone. You don't have no one to listen to you. You don't have no one to talk to, you know. And me, for one, I just want to help people, because you know what? I understand. I get it. Why? Because I've gone through it, and I'm currently going through it myself. You know, we all go through things. There's nothing but trials and tribulations. You know, this is how we prove our worth. You know, I made the strong. So only the strong can survive these trials and tribulations. You know, and I pray for those who have quit, who have given up. You know, but for those of you who sticking in there, hanging in there, such as like myself, keep going. This video is for you. All right, and I'm going to keep making videos with this message, with these messages, you know, for those who need it. All right, this is why I do what I do. Okay, but peace and prosperity and love to each and every one of you who's watching this video. Shout out to my subscribers, my YouTube subscribers, Instagram, TikTok. You know what I mean? Keep going. Keep loving on yourself, right? And remember, once again, it's not about what other people think about you, right? They don't love you. They only showing you the truth about how they really feel about you. Remember, it's not the words that matter. It's the actions. You know, don't pay attention. Anybody can say, I love you. Saying I love you, it becomes just a phrase, just something to say. A lot of people say it and will tell somebody they love them, but don't really mean it at all. You know what I mean? It's about the actions. What are the actions telling you? That's what counts. Look at the actions. Don't just listen to the words, get caught up in the words, because words are spells, you know? And that's how you get lulled to sleep. You listening to the words, and you leave yourself open to get a spell cast upon you, you know, and next thing you know, you sleep. You know what I mean? So stay awake, keep your eyes open, watch those. Hey, you gotta watch the people, you know, around you, people you work with, and especially you gotta watch those closest to you even more, because if they don't know how to protect themselves from those demonic entities, those negative spirits, it's just like walking down the street and you see a car with the windows down and the doors unlocked. You know what I mean? They just jump from vehicle to vehicle. That's how it is for these entities, because people don't know how to protect themselves and make sure their windows is up, their doors is locked, so those negative entities can't enter their physical vessel, their physical body, and take over. You know what I mean? You know? So stay strong. Stay strong and be safe out there. You know? This is King B. Love y'all. Love yourself unconditionally. Keep your loved ones close. Right? Plan. Have conversations. Stay up on current events. There's a lot going on in society. All right? And when you think you've planned enough, guess what? You didn't. Plan some more. Okay? Plan some more. Be sure to have, you know, conversations as much as you can. All right? And love each other. Stay close, because it's harder when you're by yourself. But if you stay together as a collective, there's power in numbers. Okay? So just make sure those who's close to you, you have the same goals. You're looking at the same finish line. You're running the same race. All right? You don't want nobody around you that is looking elsewhere. Their goals is not your goals. They don't want what you want. Okay? They're comfortable being asleep. They're not working on themselves. They don't want better for themselves. Okay? You know, and that's all I got for y'all. You know, shout out to each and every one of you. All right? Protect the babies, the children, the women, you know, for all my men out there. Let's do a better job protecting our women, our babies, our children. All right? I'm King B, and this is it. To the next video. Peace.